So excuse the mess. Out here, just kind of messing around with stuff. Haven't been out here in a couple of weeks to really touch anything. It's always bugged me that the cruise control is up here, and there's this big empty void over here now that I've deleted EGR and stuff. So something that I'm working on is using the J32A2 throttle body. Of course, blocking off the idle air control valve and using 3.0 CL throttle and cruise cables. The cruise cable, of course, matches up with this because the 3.0 CL has basically the same cruise module thing over there in the corner. But the throttle body and the 3.0 CL is over here. So the cruise cable is way too long. And the way that I had it snaked in here was really bad. It was kind of all curled up in here. So I thought about moving the cruise control module over here. Basically just need to make a mount for it and then extend the wires from that plug over there over the plug in the module over here. Easy peasy. Cruise control cable follows this path right by shock tower brace, kind of mounts the same positions as the OEM one does for the F series. The F series comes around this way, kind of loops around. This one would come from this corner here, kind of loop its way back, and it lands in just about the perfect spot for it. The reason that this is all important is because the J32A2 throttle body is 64 millimeters from the factory. It has provisions for not only the regular throttle control, but also the cruise control. H22 throttle body does not. The H23A/S2000/ITR throttle body also does not have a secondary level for cruise control because it's actuated off the pedal. So this is really cool, really good news. That means if you want to go to a 64 millimeter throttle body and keep cruise control in a 94 to 97 Accord, what you can do is get the J32A2 throttle body, the 3.0 CL throttle and cruise cables, relocate your cruise control module over here, and then just extend the wires over here to the cruise control. Say, if you don't have ABS, if you have ABS, it's a nightmare, don't mess with it. Just keep it over there, loop it around, blah, blah, blah. It all bolts on. Because the J series throttle body has the same bolt pattern as the HFDB, all that you really need to contend with is the gasket for this, which, because of this big void for the integrated idle air control valve on the J series throttle body, what you need to use is, say, something like this. This is a P2R thermal gasket. You see how that covers it up completely? So there's no opening down there at all. And then just open this guy up so you get your idle air control to, this is a F23 upper, idle air control air source, through here. Of course, going with this big of a throttle body, you probably want to match the opening. The F23 throttle body opening is pretty small, and this will probably have to be modified because if we take the gasket, set it up to it, match up the bolt holes, you can see the idle air control valve passage. This isn't sitting on here perfect, but the idle air control valve passage is very close to the edge of that gasket. So what I'll probably have done is get this filled up with some weld, maybe about 1/4 of an inch. Close this off a little bit, have it machined flat, then get this sent out to get ported out to match the 64 millimeter throttle body opening. And then have a 64 millimeter throttle body, factory components, a ported upper. I already have a Roscoe Racing 3-wire to 2-wire idle air control valve conversion. You get to retain cruise and regular throttle cable. The only real thing that you may need to do, if you want to, is relocate your cruise over here, or keep it over there, just loop the line around. The other thing that you would have to do is, if you have a manual car, you would have to swap to an auto pedal, because the way that the manual and automatic pedals attach to the cables are different. So this is a automatic pedal, cable attachment, and manual one's a little bit different. Not sure where I have one, but it's a little bit different. So the 3.0 CL only came in automatic, therefore the throttle cable is only for an automatic pedal. So automatic pedal, 3.0 CL throttle cable, 3.0 CL cruise cable. That's about it. You can bolt it on, do whatever. This will also work on H series as well. So if you have an H series swap in your 94 to 97 Accord, if you use the J32A2 throttle body, get the correct gasket, do the porting that you need to do on the uppers with the H series, you don't have to port quite as much. Not only that, you don't run into an issue with the gasket, you know, exposing the idle air control valve port. So long-winded one, but something I'm kind of messing around with. I'll never bring any kind of product to market because I just don't feel like I'm smart enough to do that, nor is there enough money in something like this to do that. But if there's other people out there that want to do like a bigger throttle body than factory and retain cruise control, that sort of thing, you can port these J32A2 throttle bodies out to like I think 68 millimeters, so they can get pretty big, probably way more than enough than your average HF, DB, whatever. The other important thing about the J32A2 throttle body is that it uses the D&B HF map sensor plug, same TPS. So this will also work on a K-swap if you get the correct adapter to go from DBHF pattern on a throttle body to the whatever K-series pattern that you're going to use. Fun.